Hi everyone, I am Dr. K. Shivakumar. Now I am going to present a small presentation about federal finance and local finance. Now I am going to introduce the federal finance. The federal finance deals with a financial relation between levels of government, union, state and local. The main objectives of the federal finance is ensuring a fair division of financial resources and responsibilities. The key aspects of federal finance: revenue sharing, expenditure allocation and fiscal autonomy. So now I am going to explain you about the principles of federal finance. So there are many principles. Now I am going to explain an important one: equity, fair distribution of resources among different levels. Autonomy, each level of government should have financial independence. Adequacy and elasticity, revenue should be sufficient and adaptable. Administrative efficiency, avoid overlapping. Taxation, ensure smooth revenue collection. Accountability, transparent allocation and utilization of funds. These are the main principles of federal finance. Now, I am going to explain you the divisions of revenue between union, state and local governments. So here the union government has the income of income tax, corporate tax, customs duty, excise duty, service tax, GST, etc. For the state government, it has the revenue of state GST, sale tax, excise duty on alcohol, property registration fees and motor vehicle tax, etc. The local government has its own revenue sources like property tax, water tax, trade license, user charges and grants from the state and central government, etc. So here I am going to give you a division of expenditure between union, state and local government. The union government has lot of expenditure to do. So the main important one are defense expenditure, external affairs, expenditure for railway and telecommunications and expenses on higher education. These are the important items for the union government. For the state government, it has lot of things to do. Here the important one are maintenance of police, law and order, public health, education, agriculture and transport. Now the local government also has the expenditure items to maintain the sanitation, street lighting, water supply, local roads, primary health, etc. So now the division of other powers between the union government, state and the union government and state. Now there are the list consists of three important list, but here I am going to explain you only two. The union list. So it has the central government exclusive powers on defense, foreign policy, atomic energy, currency, maintenance of the currency and banking. The state list consists of what are the powers of the state government. So here to maintain the police and law and order and agricultural, public health, land policies. These are all the items included in the state list. So it should be looked after by the every state governments. Now the concurrent list. Here the both union government and state government, they have power to decide on education, labor laws, environmental protection. So now I am going to give you a small brief about Finance Commission of India. So here a constitutional body under Article 280 that recommends financial distribution between the union and state. So the composition of the Finance Commission is like chairman and 4 members. So here at present, who is the finance minister? If you know, let me give me your answer in comment section. Now the functions of Finance Commission: recommends tax revenue distribution, suggests measures to improve state finances, advises on grant in aid to states. Now I am going to give you a small brief about recommendations of the recent Finance Commission. The recent Finance Commission is a 15th Finance Commission. Now I ask you a question: who is the chairman of the Finance Commission? Now let me say the chairperson of the present 15th Finance Commission is N.K. Singh. So the key recommendation of present 15th Finance Commission: tax devaluation, 41% of the divisible polls to states. So whatever the tax collected from the each and every state, so the 41% of the grant should be returned to the especially the same state. So grant in aid, special focuses on disaster relief and health, performance based grant, encouraging fiscal discipline, revenue deficit grant, it consists of assisting states with revenue shortfalls. Now, I am going to brief you about the local finance. So, here the local finance refers to the financial resources and expenditure of local bodies such as panchayat, municipalities and corporation. The important objectives of local finance to ensuring grassroots development and public service delivery. So, here I am going to explain about the local bodies in India. The local bodies consist of village panchayats, municipalities and municipal corporations. So, here village panchayat refers the rural self-government institution at the village level. It consists of the population of 0 to up to maximum 5,000. So, here the municipalities, urban self-government bodies for the towns and smaller cities. In our Tamil Nadu also it is called, it's a urban, it's a town panchayat and the municipalities, and municipality grade A, grade B and grade C. So, now let me explain about the corporation, that is called municipal corporation, that is called metropolitans. So, large urban local bodies governing metropolitan city which consist of minimum or maximum more than 10 lakhs population. So, now I am going to brief you about the functions of local bodies. So, here village panchayat also has its own function. There are a lot of functions here, but I am going to mention the important one: rural development, maintaining the sanitation, water supply, local roads, welfare programs. And the municipality also has the many functions. Here the important one are town planning, waste management, public health, drainage and maintenance of the drainage also. Here the corporation has its own function. The important one are urban transport, water supply, sewage treatment, industrial regulation, etc. Now, the sources of finance for local bodies. Here the sources of finance local bodies are divided into 4: tax revenue, non-tax revenue, grant in aid, loans and borrowings. Here the tax revenue, they are collected the tax revenue from the property tax, water tax, entertainment tax, professional tax. Now, the non-tax revenue collected by the local bodies are user fee, that is water, garbage collection, rent from municipal properties. The grant in aid consists of fund from the state and central government. Is also every quarter or every 6 month one, they are receiving grants from the state and central government. Where the loan and borrowing also allowed to the local bodies from financial institutions like HUDCO, World Bank, etc. Here limitation of local finance. Whatever it may be, the local finance also has its own limitation, that is inadequate revenue generation, poor tax collection efficiency, corruption and mismanagement, lack of financial autonomy, limited access to credit. So, these are the important limitations of local finance. Here I am going to explain each and every one. Inadequate revenue generation, in the sense local bodies depend heavily on state and central grants. Poor tax collection efficiency also means low compliance and outdated assessment methods. Corruption and mismanagement refers funds often misused or inefficiently allocated. So, lack of financial autonomy refers state have significant control over local finance. So, limited access to credit also difficult in raising funds for infrastructural project in rural area. Now, let me give the conclusion for this presentation. Federal finance ensures an equitable distribution of resource among different levels of government. So, the Finance Commission play a crucial role in tax revenue allocation. Local finance is essential for grassroots development but faces financial challenges. Reforms in taxation, financial autonomy and governance are needed to strengthen local finance. So, here let me conclude the presentation. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you everyone.